years. She tried so many cures, but her issue of blood had grown much worse. And as she pressed through the crowd, hope replaced all the doubt. When she touched his hem, the healing began to conquer the curse. It's that old-fashioned remedy, his own special recipe. Only believe that you'll receive when you pray.
Take two. Hello, YouTube. Happy Sunday afternoon to you. How y'all doing today? I'm over here in Holy Toledo. It's Ohio. Holy Toledo, Ohio. At the P-Lot. Man, this place sucks. I come up in here at 1:20 in the afternoon, and the lot is full, and there's 3 reserved spots open. So I'm like, well, this is 5 miles from my drop, so do I park in the reserved spots? I don't pay for parking, just so y'all know. I refuse to pay for parking. I'm a cheapskate when it comes to that. I ain't doing it. But I got rewards points. Imagine that. Let me look. Punch in the app. All spots taken. Man, come on. Seriously? It's 1:20 in the afternoon on Sunday. Okay. Alright. So I go inside. I park at the pump. Well, not at the pump. I park at the line in front of the pump. Even though nobody gets gas here either, apparently. This place has been pretty dead. I mean, it's constantly, it's got, 8 pumps, and there's 4 that are being used, and then those 4 will go away and it'll be gone for like 30 minutes, and nobody gets gas here. Nobody gets fuel here. Plenty of people getting gas, it looks like. Anyway, so I went inside and I said, hey, how y'all doing? Listen, I went on the app to reserve a spot, and it says they're all taken. Is that true? Because, sometimes it's not true. She said, yeah, they probably are. They can reserve them and not be here. Duh. You think I just got into this business? I mean, I may be a clown, but this ain't my first rodeo. Come on now. So she said, there's 1 left. I said, cool. Can I use my rewards points? Because the other lot, what is that? Mullet Head? I don't know what the name of it is. Millberry, I think. I looked it up. I don't remember. I've never been there before. It looks like it's just a dirt lot. I don't know. I ain't never been there. So it's 30 minutes away, at least. 30 to 45. I don't know. I got to be up here at 8 o'clock, and then I'm going to have to fight rush hour traffic and possible snow and whatever's going to happen, which isn't supposedly going to happen. It's supposed to start raining at 8 p.m. tonight and just turn into rain because it's going to be 37 or so. Hopefully that'll wash most of this junk away for now. Anyway, not to make a long story short, because I don't do that. I don't make long stories short. I make long stories even longer because I keep running my mouth about, oh, this train over here decides to go this direction, and this car's going over here. So I got cars going in different directions. See, right? What I'm doing right now. Anyway, so I reserved a spot with my points. I had enough. I had 1,400 points. I don't know. I use those points for doing my laundry. And, if you've ever done laundry in a Pilot, 90% of the time, the card reader doesn't work, and you can't cash it in over there at the register. You have to use that stupid reader at the laundry reader thing, and it doesn't work, so you got to use money. What the heck is that, right? Who carries money anymore? Anyway, so got my spot, backed in the hole, and I've been sitting here. I got some free flowers, don't tell my wife. I actually got a whole case of them. Dude got rejected half of his load at Kroger because, hang on, let's see what we got. Look at all them Smelly flowers. Did I get it? I don't know. Did I get it? See? Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? In there, I didn't just hit the pause button, I hit the stop button. So, isn't that pretty? A whole bunch of free flowers. What am I going to do with those? So his load got rejected with, half his load got rejected because of frost on the edge or something. I don't know. Dude, Kroger, give me a break, okay? You're in Ohio. It's freezing outside. Your customer's going to be lucky if they don't make it in the house without some frost damage on their plants. Going from the car to the house. I don't know. It's not negative 25 like what I heard it was last year, but, I don't know. To me, 30 degrees, 20 degrees, it's cold. And no, Dave, no, I'm not going. This is enough snow for me. I refuse to go any deeper into the snow. I'm not doing that junk. Thanks for the offer, though. I do appreciate it. Maybe in 5 years in a different vehicle, not in a semi. I don't want to do that. So I was reading on Facebook. Well, let me do this. There's a guy on Facebook. We just lost another driver, not physically. Well, depends on how you look at it. He didn't pass, but he had a sneezing fit and rolled his truck. And one of the things that Schneider does is if you leave the roadway for any reason, you are gone. Black ice, slid over to the edge, kept it upright, didn't have any problems. If it registers, if it gets reported, if you get a ticket, anything like that, if you leave the roadway, you will no longer have a contract with Schneider. Just so y'all know, I didn't know that, but a couple of guys commented on that post about that kind of stuff. All right. Anyway, so Rick, I don't know his name, last name, I don't remember. Rick is one of our drivers. He had, last year, he had his own truck, right? He had an orange Cascadia. I'm sorry, but orange Columbia. But an orange truck, I understand we work for the big orange, but I'm not that much into the Kool-Aid, guys. Orange truck. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't like. I mean, if anything, I would get lime green if I had to get something. Anyway, so he had a used truck that he had. I don't remember what his whole story was on where he got the truck from, if he bought it or what. Anyway, it was his truck, right? Or he was still making payments on it. He blew two motors. He blew a motor. He got a used motor. He blew that motor. And he had a run of bad luck. Seriously bad luck. So he ended up investing in a 2019 or 2018 Cascadia under a new lease. James Fox is another one of our drivers. And I'll let y'all know where I'm going with this in a second. He's another one of our drivers who will post numbers sometimes. So Rick posted his numbers for the end of 2019. He had a goal that he had said where he was going to try and make 200,000 or 205,000 gross when he got his new truck. Okay, so he posted his numbers today, and I'm going to read you them numbers just because I wrote them down. Because, I can't remember all that. I mean, I'm good with numbers, but golly, give me a break, y'all. So, 2018, his gross was $178,599 and 68 cents. His deductions were $78,742.13, with a net of $99,857 and 55, minus an additional deduction because he had a non-SFI truck of I'm presuming it's almost 25 grand. He took that out. He said he netted $75,000 in 2018 after payments on the non-SFI truck. In 2019, with his new truck, he grossed $207,374.06, which is a $29,000 almost 29. It's a hair under 29 grand increase over what he did in 2018. His deductions were 124, 519, 64, which is approximately 21,000 more in deductions than 2018. And his net ended up being 82, 854, 42. And he was complaining because he only netted 7,000 more off of making 29,000 more dollars. I can see the problem with that. He said he thinks it was his deadhead and a few other things. Not quite sure. I don't know what his whole story was on that. But with the numbers, I think I remember saying that I'm going to be able to gross like 83 on 190 if everything works out right? I mean, hopefully nothing drastic will happen. But we'll see at the end of the year. Anyway, in James Fox's numbers, this is just to let y'all know what y'all can do here, okay? These are fairly experienced guys. James Fox is the guy who just finished paying off his truck last year, and he went and dumped the whole $40,000 as his final truck payment instead of getting a loan and all that. And then he took all of the depreciation that 1 year. When you buy a vehicle, used or new, for commercial whatever, I know in the semis, class 8s, you can deduct it over 3 years or you can deduct it all at once. And my option personally will be to take it over 3 years, because unless I got something coming out, I mean, you can like deduct your home mortgage or whatever if it's in your name. Unless I got something like that coming out that's actually going to still help me, I don't think I would want to deduct all of it at once unless I seriously need the money. And if I need the money that bad, or I want to save it that bad, unless I can make what I'm going to get back work for me that far, as far as return on investment, I don't think I would want to take that. Anyway, his gross was 210, 441, 48, which is $3,070 more than Rick made. His deductions were $9,724.97. This is on a paid-off vehicle. $9,724. Just think. $210,000, and you're only spending $97.24 in deductions. His net was $200,716.51. That was his net. His take home after taxes, he did get the whole write-off and everything, was $117,000, but there was the $40,000 off of that was going straight to the truck, which ended up being $77,000. Still, after taxes and everything else, $77K to the home. This is what you can look forward to once you have your own vehicle, your own truck, running your own business. It doesn't necessarily have to be in this business. I mean, you could do this in almost any industry. You got to have the right deductions. You got to have the right tax preparer. You got to have the right gross to get a good net. Any business, not just trucking. It's harder to get into some businesses than it is to get into others. The government's not making this any easier by trying to pass another AB5 bill for the whole country as opposed to just California. But politicians need to keep their nose out of this. But we're not going to make this a political debate. So there you go, people. You can make 75, 82 before taxes, or once you pay your truck off, you can make about 117 after taxes. What you got to look forward to? Hey, company driver. Oh, Meg. There was a guy that posted on this comments thread that's in there. There was a guy on there that posted, "Oh well, I'm company. That's all you made was 82. I'm company, and I make more than that after blah, blah, blah with this union and so on and so on. It's like, that's fine. You go right ahead. But I guarantee you, unless you're with a really good company, Frito, the company I was with, used to be a superb company. But, you know, when the corporate gets in there and starts chipping away at the stone of any work incentive or anything else, 401k disappears, profit sharing disappears, pensions disappear. And that's another thing I was reading the other day is a lot of these companies are going to do pensions as a thing of the past because people don't want to retire anymore. What? People don't want to retire? Man, dude, let me tell you something. In 10 years, I don't want to be doing anything. I want to be sitting on my front porch watching the traffic go by in that small little stretch that I'll be able to see out of because, you know, I'm going to have trees on both sides. All I can see is that one little stretch of road. And I'm on like a little back road, so the traffic, a couple of kids walking by, a couple of cars driving by, and the occasional idiot racing up and down the street. But I'm going to be far enough back from the road that I ain't got to worry about it if he wrecks him coming into my house. So he'll just pay for my new flower bush in the front yard or something, you know. I don't want to be doing anything like this in 10 years. I want to be chilling out. I've been busting my hump for 50 years. That means I started when I jumped out of my mother's womb. No, I've been busting my hump since... And my mama made me go to work when I was like 15. These kids nowadays, oh, you want a truck? You want a car? Here's the keys. Here's the keys. Phone? Here's the newest iPhone. Cost me $1,000. My phone's almost... I can get 2 phones of almost the exact same quality for $1,000. Come on now, give me a break. What else you want? What else you want? Oh, you don't want to eat what we're eating for dinner? Here, have some cereal. You want your favorite Lucky Charms? Oh. Kids nowadays. Parents nowadays, man. Parents. So many things wrong with society today. But that's not what we're talking about, is it? Okay. And that's all I got. So I just wanted to drop that in y'all's ear. Just think of what y'all can make, you know. I'm right on the tail of these guys, so I must be doing decent, which means, personally to me, I mean, that gives me really high hopes. I'm glad to see that I am real close to pretty much being on an even keel with them. Because, I mean, when I first got into... Go down there. When I first got into the owner-operator page, and I had made a comment about coming on as an owner-operator, I had queried about how it all works, basically. And some of these guys basically shot me down, but the page itself is full of trolls, idiots that, you know, everybody knows more than everybody else 90% of the time. You know, it's really hard to find some place where there are people that will help you. And that's one of the reasons I want to do this, because, you know, nobody wants to help. They just want to criticize. Okay? And that's not what this is about. That's not what my Christianity is about. That's not what any of this is supposed to be about. We're all supposed to love each other. We're all supposed to help each other. And I'm not talking about peace, love, hippie stuff, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. It's kind of the way it is, but it ain't all sitting around getting stoned and saying, oh, you know. So true. I don't want to get into this conversation about that. Anyway, I don't know. That's all I got, people. And there I go, running my mind. Look, it's been 20 minutes. I spent 20 minutes on one little thing that I was going to talk about Oh my God! Shut up! Y'all have a blessed evening. Hello, all my YouTube peeps. I did not just say that.